when I trust and I let go, I know all is well. As we enter our time of meditation, we step into these moments of quiet just as they are. Wherever you are, I invite you to shift or wiggle or stretch to let any places where your body might be holding tension to just soften and settle in. Feel yourself supported. Sense those beings that you trust, that trust you. Feel yourself physically supported where you sit, noticing the back of your body and all the places where it touches. Sense your feet resting on the floor. And let your hands rest comfortably at your side or on your lap. Maybe with your palms open in trust that you will receive all that you need in this quiet. You may want to close your eyes or just let your gaze soften, or let your gaze rest on the candle here in front of the podium. Notice the sensation of your breath in and out, trusting that the rhythm of your breath is all you need. As we shift into quiet, I'll offer a few phrases with space of quiet around them. You might repeat them as a little affirmation, or just let the sound of my voice carry you into your own quiet. I breathe in and I pray faith. I breathe out. I am faith. I breathe in, I pray hope. I breathe out, I am hope. Breathing in, I trust and let go. Breathing in and out, all is well. I pray love. I am love. I am faith. I am hope. I am peace. I am trust. I am one. And begin to deepen your breath, letting a more full inhale and exhale bring you back gently to this space, to this room, to the room wherever you are on the continent of Zoomlandia. Gratefully bringing with you the gifts we find in shared quiet and stillness. Like a wildflower in God's care, I put my worries away, trusting the one who holds me. I have a wonderful Mary Oliver poem, kind of a cartoon illustration on the bulletin board in my office, reminding me of the uselessness of worry. And the reason I know that there are things that we lay at the altar of love and pick them up and lay them down and pick them up and lay them down and pick them up is because I do it too. Like a wild flower in God's care. Put my worries away, trusting the one who holds me. The little blurb in the newsletter that I wrote about what today's message of stepping out in trust would be about is that lovely quote from Albert Einstein. There are only two ways to live your life. One, as though nothing is a miracle. The other, as though everything is. And over again, I come to an ability to trust, to lay what weighs on me at the altar of love because of the miracle of you. That no sense of separation, of oneness, the experience of it that I get here with you, that I can get by myself out in nature, that I can get talking to a good friend that I trust to listen well. There are many ways to get there, but you are one of my primary ways right now. To be able to step into that trust that we build together by presencing with each other. So this morning, I kind of flew in here at the last minute, trusting that Phil and Roger and Carol and everybody's going to have everything ready for me to fly in. I flew in because I had the gift of being the granny nanny to Keely this weekend. And we had a little trust in the middle of the night that when she cried for a long time, I would go in and get her and rock her. And I had to trust that we'd both fall back asleep. I trusted that my alarm would wake me up again, and it did not. But she did. So one of the gifts of spending time with Keely and with Eli, but this weekend with Keely, is watching a 14-month-old and what trust means to somebody who is learning to walk. To watch her kind of stagger around and crouch and get up and grab a hand, grab the puppy's nose. There's such trust in those first steps. And as adults, we watch that with joy. It tickles something deep inside to watch that little staggering walk. And yet, when we are faced with our own staggering learning to walk, we don't always look at ourselves with joy, with affection, with a sense of glee at, wow, look at this thing I'm learning how to do. I'm learning to lay this thing down. Oh, look, I picked it up again. Aren't I cute? Yeah, that's not how it works in my brain. So on Wednesday nights, and not all of you are a part of this and do not need to be, but on Wednesday nights we've got this class going with John Frederick's book, Prosperity Now. The conversation on Wednesday that I want to highlight for everybody was the power of this teaching in chapter 4 of how we learn, but we've got a comfort zone, we've got a learning zone, and we have a panic zone. So I left Keely in a little bit of a panic zone with my sister-in-law and brother watching her, because she's like, wait, you're the one person I know in this house. Where do you think you're going, Grandma? But she's going to learn in the comfort of that house that here's another place that you're safe and happy. We have a comfort zone. And it's really hard sometimes to get out of our comfort zone into that learning zone. Sometimes something really huge comes along and drags us out of our comfort zone, puts us in that panic zone for a few minutes till we're like, oh, okay, I've got this. And the circle of our comfort zone widens. It's really easy to see that with a baby learning how to walk. Her comfort zone as she toddles through that house. Here's the gate closing off this room. Her comfort zone will expand. We understand that as we watch children develop. The gift of being together is that we can help each other remember that too. We had a few weeks ago, the message was, wherever we are, wherever I am, God is. That's a big part of the trust that we have. Doesn't change the situations that cause us the panic, that cause our hearts to hurt for something we're going through or a dear friend is going through. Those situations are still there. Our discomfort in those moments gives us a moment to reach out and trust to somebody who's that miracle. I think that's the miracle. I don't know if that's what Einstein was talking about, but it's one of the biggest miracles I have felt in my life. Even if the outward situation doesn't change, the miracle of somebody stepping in to help me carry what I am afraid to lay down at the altar of love. That's the gift of community. That's the miracle we are to each other. A couple of weeks ago now, or was that just last week? Was Greg Lavoie just here a week ago? That was just a week. Okay, sometimes weeks feel like months. And sometimes they feel like a minute. So last week when Greg was here, he talked to us about the stories that we tell ourselves. That's another place where I have had the miracle of a loving friend that I trust, or a mom and dad that I trust, cousins that I trust, loved ones that help me see the story that I've been telling myself is incomplete. That there's a lesson to learn in something, but if I can use that to fall up, to admit to myself, to God, the power of John's book, following those 12 steps, whew, can I do that honest inventory? Can I look clear-eyed, unflinchingly into my own heart, into my foibles, into the things I've done that have hurt me, that have hurt the people I love? Can I stare unflinchingly? And if I can't, can I at least decide to do that and then find somebody who can hold me as I'm doing that hard work? We are not doing any of this alone. Number one, we cannot be separate from God's everlasting love. Impossible. Can't happen. So cross that off your list of things to worry about. But it's also challenging sometimes to land in the soup of really feeling that, of believing that at a cellular level I am not separate from my God, from love, from source, from my higher power. It is within me. It is moving through me and as me. So look around you right now, and at home or in Zoomlandia, wherever you are this morning. Look in a mirror if you're solo. Look around you at one of the miracles that you're sitting near. You can wave hello to a miracle if you'd like to. There might be some miracles you know well and some miracles you've never met here before. Trusting in God, trusting in that innate wisdom, goes in developmental cycles for grown-ups too. So when you are feeling strong and in your comfort zone, you can step into a zone where you can learn that deeply, and it feels great. And when it doesn't feel great, it's still happening. And we help each other along that way. We're the hand that reaches up, and we're the hand that grabs. Because God uses us as the miracles. There are so many things in the bigger world that I would like to be more illusory than they are. They feel all too real. The suffering, the close to home sufferings, the big sufferings in what feels so broken in this world. It can feel overwhelming. It puts me in the panic zone, actually, when I think about all those things that I should be helping with more and more and more. Settling into the quiet of prayer time. Listening to a friend, being quiet with a friend, laughing with a friend. Wherever we are, God is. Wherever we are, God is. And that is the only way I can step out and trust. So as we step out into our days, into the circumstances and activities and blessings of our lives, may this time together really steeped in the openness to what that feels like to trust. Let's let that give us a little boost this week. A little boost of trust. That, like watching a baby stumble and fall and get up and look up like, wow, I just did that. That we will trust. We're on our way. Because there is only this way. This moment, this now. And God is in it with us, as us, and through us. Let me hear in the morning of your steadfast love, for in you I trust. Make me know the way I should go, for to you, O love, O eternal one, O holy one, I lift up my soul